Hi, my name is Brandy, and I'm back with another video. So if you didn't know, I'm currently on a faith walk to consistency. I walk 5 miles a day for 65 days, and today was day 24. So if you want to follow that journey, or if you want to join the journey, you can follow me on TikTok at fitness_BW. I also host a corporate fast every Tuesday and Thursday. We abstain from food and water from 12 a.m. to 11:59 p.m. We also get on Facebook at 6 a.m. to do a corporate prayer. It's like 15 minutes. And then I also am hosting Sunday school every Sunday at 10 a.m. sharp. If you want to know any information or receive any notifications about anything I have my hand into, you can subscribe to my email listing on atruegift.org. So for today, the word is going to come from Habakkuk 2:3. And the word says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry." And so if you've been following me for a while and been watching my videos, you know that I do a lot of looking up stuff in the strong concordance. So the word vision means prophecy, dreams, revelation, or divine communication. But vision also speaks to your ability to see physically, and then it speaks to a spiritual gift. So he gives us vision, signs, and wonders, right? And it also is for an expected outcome. So when you start a project and you're like, oh, I can see the vision, I can see the ending, even though the situation, the circumstance, it looks like it's all over the place. You can see the ending even before you start it or even while you're doing it. So the word says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time. So the vision is for a specific season. It's for a specific time and a specific place. You cannot go ahead of God and attempt to manipulate the situation in your favor. I'm also warning you guys, don't faith test God. Don't do anything under the guise of faith in attempts to force his hand. So when you dig your ditch, right? When you are moving by faith, when you're starting something, he says, just start, right? And then you may not see how it's going to come together, but I have it coming together, but you just have to start it. So what does this look like? Let's say you want to get married. You dig your ditch by what? Praying for your husband, starting to pray for your wife. So in the Bible, it talks about digging ditches, and he says that you may not see any evidence of wind and rain, but when you get up, there's going to be water for you guys to drink. And it's a whole story. Y'all can go read it. Just search dig ditches in the Bible app, and it'll take you exactly to the story. And so, that's by faith. I'm going to do this. You said to start a baking channel. By faith, I'm just going to start baking. And then God, you're my algorithm. So you told me to start this. So I know that you're going to cause people to follow me. You're going to move me around, right? But don't faith test God. Don't try to force his hand. Like, don't do anything that's going to make him, trying to get him to do something for you, right? It's manipulative. And we've learned that lying and manipulation is witchcraft. And I've learned this firsthand. I don't know specifically what I was going to do, but I feel like I remember why I was going to do it. And then he said to me specifically, like, in the midst of me coming up with the plot in my head to get him to do something for me, he was like, faith testing is witchcraft. You're trying to manipulate God into doing something for you, and you can't do that, okay? The word says, but at the end it shall speak. So you may not understand the vision, and you may not understand the process. You may not even be able to see the vision. But because God promised you something, you're going to receive it. You can't just look at your situation and be like, how, Lord? You said I'm supposed to have this, but look what I have right now. Like, the puzzle pieces aren't adding up. You're telling me to go build something. I only have the pieces, but it don't have no nuts, no bolts, no screws, no nothing. How can this come together? Right? But this is such a light thing for him to do. He could send somebody to bring you some bolts. He could send somebody to bring you some screws. He just wants you to lay your pieces out. He just wants you to see how it's going to come together. He just wants you to just do it, right? I just said just go get these things. Now, you may not know how you're going to put these things together. You may not know whether you're going to need a drill. But you know those things over time, right? He's not going to give you everything at one time. And if y'all watch my video from yesterday, I talked about how God is going to just give you just enough in this next season coming up. In your next season, whoever that word was for, because it's not for everybody. In your next season, He's not going to illuminate everything. He's not going to tell you the whole thing. He's not going to tell you the whole process, but he's also not going to keep you in the dark. He's going to give you just enough for you to get to the next step. So we have to move like that, move by faith, and just do what he says in that moment. And then he's going to put the screws, he's going to get you the nuts. He's going to get you the bolts. He's going to get you the screws. He's going to get you the screwdriver. You'll know by then where you need to drill. You'll know by then where you need to sand something, paint it over, do whatever. Like he'll let you know in the process. So you're like, well, God, how can you use me? Like I was outside doing all type of crazy stuff. How can you even want to use me? Like I'm damaged goods. I'm not damaged goods, but you know, but God can use anybody. Okay. You say, look, all I've done. I've been in the trenches. Like not me, but people have practiced witchcraft. People have like really been like hexing people and putting voodoo on people and all that stuff. How can you want to use me? I really stand 10 toes on. Ain't no place you can't go that God can't come get you from as long as you surrender yourself unto him. People get saved. People get delivered all the time. God can use anybody. And then guess what? Your story becomes a testimony for the next person who don't think that God can help, who don't think God can look out. And you become a living testimony. You tell your testimony like, this is where I've been, and this is where God brought me from, and this is who I am now in Christ. Okay, so that's some encouragement for you guys. Like, you can be saved, you can be delivered. That goes for anybody. So the word says that, but at the end it shall speak. He didn't say at the beginning, right? He didn't say that he's going to give you everything at the beginning. He didn't even say you're going to see the vision in the middle. But he said at the end, the vision, at the outcome, right? At the ending of it, it shall speak. And according to the Strong Concordance, but it shall speak means breathe, blow, exhale, utter, blow breath into the air, right? So when God made Adam, he blew breath into his body and he became alive. That is what he's going to do to the vision. He's going to bring it to life, okay? And it says, and it won't lie. God doesn't lie. You will have what he says that you're going to have. And you might get more because he says he does exceedingly and abundantly above all that we can ask or think, right? So to lie here, when we look up in the Strong Concordance, it means disappoint. He will not disappoint you, and trust you will not miss your appointment with God. He will not fail you. You got to check his record. He ain't got no losses. He ain't got no fails. You have to check his record. Who do you serve? If you believe he can do X, Y, and Z, if you believe he can provide for you, you got to think like, who do you serve? You want him to fight for you? Why would you want somebody to fight for you that be losing? He never loses. He never fails. Okay. So check his record and then go talk to him and say, okay, Lord, so you never lost. You never failed. You never lied. You never schemed. You don't cheat. Like, you're loyal to me even when I'm not loyal to you. Like, despite the situation, the circumstance, despite what I've done, you still came and got me. Like, who do you serve? You got to know who you serve before you get to go asking God stuff. Like, know the type of God that you serve, right? And it says though meaning condition. This is conditional, right? It says though it tarry, which means it might take some time. It might take some time, right? It may take more time than what you expected. It may take so much time that you forget about it, honestly. But at the end of the day, right? It could be 2 or more years until you actually see the promises come forth. But you have to wait for it. Still, don't have no expectation of time, but have an expectation that the promise is going to come to fruition. You must be patient with the process. God has been patient with you, so be patient with the process. You gave 10 plus more years of your life to the world, and then you expect God, not to say he won't switch your life around in 6 months, but you expect a level of whatever from God when you just got here. You don't even know him for real yet. Like, you're still learning him. We all are still learning him, right? 2+ years. Some people have been waiting on promises for 2+ years. And even in Hebrews 11, it says that the people believed in a promise, even though they never saw it, they believed in it and it still came to pass. And it may not have been for them specifically, but it was for their children, so just still believe in the promises that God has spoken to you. You have to wait for it. You got to be patient. He is still pruning you, right? He's still cultivating you. He knows if I just told you this promise, right? Not me. God just told you a promise today, right? If he give you that promise today, he know you're going to mess it up. He know you're going to mess it up. So he has to prune you and cultivate you so that when he gives it to you, you know what to do with it. When he gives it to you, you're not going to mess it up. You have to trust in God. You can't lean into your own understanding. Use the time in the process to build your faith in God. You have to suffer well. That's something he told me when I first started. He told me to suffer well. I'm just gonna give y'all this little thing that he had me do. So when I first got saved, and he knows I'm a giver. So I went to Target and I saw this girl and he told me to go make her some food and come back. And he told me to sit in the park, and I had to sit in the park. I sat in the parking lot all day waiting for this girl to come back to Target. She never came back. And so I was so flustered and I was so upset. And he said to me, he says, I know that you'll give, but are you willing to wait? Are you willing to suffer well? Are you willing to still love in the midst of long suffering, right? Am I still willing to, still look out for people despite how long it takes for them to show up, right? He told me to learn how to love in long suffering, love in patience, right? Be patient, have love, but love through the patience. It was a lot. I was like, really? Okay, we'll figure this out together. But that was like something he told me to do. So he'll tell you what to do. Now, he may not tell you how to do it. You got to do your research, read the Bible, say your prayers. But ask him how you supposed to do what he wants you to do, and you can go from there. So in the end, it says it will come, right? It says, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come and it will not tarry. So the vision will come, the marriage will come, the answers to your prayers will come, the stability will come, your gifts will come, and they will always be on time. When they sing the song, he may not come when you want him, but he always on time, because there is an appointed time for him to move on your behalf. But we get so anxious and we get so flustered and we get so frustrated because he's not moving when we want him to move. Of course, I want what I want when I want it. Of course I do. Yes, I want what I want when I want it. But he also want what he want when he want it. And do you give it to him when you want? He said, I want you to read your Bible from 6 a.m. to 8 from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. every day. You say, I'm gonna read it, but I'm just gonna read it from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. But he wanted you to do it at 6 a.m. for a reason, right? I want you to start getting up early. I want you to get this. I want this to become a habit, right? I need you. This is the time I schedule for you, but you're gonna move when you want to move, right? Okay, but if we serve a God, serve a God that say, well, I'm gonna move when I want to move. I'm not gonna wake you up till it's Monday. I'm not gonna wake you up till Wednesday because I just didn't feel like it. Like, why I gotta move when you want me to move? Like, you don't move when I want you to move. Think about it. It's like a relationship. When you ask your man to do something for you and he don't get up when you want him to get up and you go do it for yourself and then you mess up, you break something and it's like, well, I wanted you to move when I wanted you to move, right? So, you just gotta wait for it. You will have the gifts, right? You will have the answers and you will have the visions. And like I said, it's gonna be on time. So that is all I have for you guys today. So continue to be encouraged, be blessed, be a blessing, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.